Hello, welcome to CLSP Politics. Sean Briscoe speaking. So today we're talking about the Minnesota special election that literally happened last night. These were the fact that the Democrats won is not a surprise. These were two very blue legislative seats. So this was going to play out this way as far as the win goes, the W. This is how that was going to play out. The most important thing, honestly, right now, is that this means that neither the Republicans nor the Democrats have a majority in the legislative branch. It is now a tied body, which is great because that means everyone can talk and everyone's got the same voice. So that's all good. The two districts were 47A and 64A. Don't ask about the alphanumeric. Hey, everyone wants to be special. I could do a show on how all these states do these things. It's always bizarre world. So it's 47 and 64. That's what we're going to call. So real quick, I'm going to blow this up a little bit so you guys can see it. So Minnesota House District 47A is a suburban St. Paul, Maplewood, Woodbury, all the places ICE has been, plunging into pretty hard and done a lot of damage and really disenfranchised huge swaths of population, especially if you're a decent human being. It's so bad the Republicans didn't even run a candidate in this special election. I mean, yeah, they were going to lose, but I mean, when you don't even play, how can you? I mean, let's just say they didn't want to spend the money. They knew how this was going to play out, and yeah, the Democrat. Absolutely. There was a write-in candidate for like 2.5 points. So the Democrat won with 98% of the vote. Anyway, so that's that. 64A, interesting, had a Republican, Dan Walsh, versus the Democrat, Meg Lugar Nikolai. And yeah, it was an absolute and complete trouncing. 95.28% for the Democrat, 4.36. That means less than 1 in 20 people that walked in there voted Republican. that's just and then when you count in the write-ins and everyone else and the independents and blah blah blah, basically the Democrat won with a 90-point margin. That's what we call a total and complete ass whooping. But remember, I said, hey, they were going to win anyway. Yeah, they were going to win, but they weren't supposed to win by that kind of margin. The Republicans have been getting 15 to 17% in the last few cycles in that race. So what we're seeing is 2/3 of their voters that are just like, nah, which is kind of crazy. 2/3 of your electorate don't even show up. I mean, that's the stuff of nightmares for Republicans right now. God, if 2/3 of the Republicans don't show up, and that's not what's going to happen. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen in 2026. But can you imagine? There'd be nothing left of the GOP. It'd be a coup at the ballot box. So what the best way to look at this is that this coincides with what we saw all through 2025. Remember all those special elections, and I took the outliers out. Lord knows Miami pulled what they just pulled in District 64, but they pulled it in the city of Miami. Right? That Democrat won by 90%. It was ridiculous. I had to take that one out because that's a seat that was originally held by a Republican. So I had to take that. I took all the outliers out in the special elections in 2025. And if you go watch my show, I came up with a 13.5% swing on average. Like some swung 20 points, some swung 10, 13.5 is what it comes out to. This is right there in that spot. Right? It'd probably bring my average down to like 13.2 or something. It's still 13 points. So when we look at these the legislative federal races and state races that are coming up, like normally we say, okay, if it's within 3 points, it's worth looking at. Now I'm starting to think if it's within 7 or 8 points, it's definitely worth looking at, which definitely opens up the possibilities as far as what seats we can expect to win in 2026, right? Like, we're going to win 18 states in the House right now. I have a list. I'm going to go through all the primaries because that's what matters now. I'm working on the March primaries right now. I'll do it by date. So March 3rd, of course, is the Texas primary. I've isolated a bunch of congressional seats. That's coming up. I'm in the middle of working on that. It is a lot of work, put it mildly. And I'm still waiting for a couple days because I need the new campaign finance reports to come out, which they haven't yet. But when they do, that'll be part of those shows. So those are my shows that'll basically start on the 1st in a few days. But this stuff is really interesting. These special elections are really, really interesting because they're a real race. They're a real election with real voters going to the polls and pulling the lever. And they tell us a lot about where we think the vote's probably going to go, right or left. And if by some miracle this trend, this 13.5 point trend continues right in through 2024, and these primaries aren't going to tell us a lot. What we'll look at is how many Democrats participate versus what the enthusiasm level is on the Republican side, right? Like on March 3rd, when we look at the really interesting numbers, will be like, okay, the Republicans and the Democrats have contested Senate races in Texas, right? Very, very contested. Lots of money's being spent. I've talked about that. You've got Cornyn dropping 60 million. You've got, and he's probably the one that's probably going to drop the most money, the incumbent senator, the Republican. But you've got the other Republicans dropping in the teens to 20 million. You've got two very, very well-liked primary opponents in the Democratic side with Tellerico and Crockett, both of which have won races in their own right. Crockett, of course, has a much larger profile, her being national. And in my opinion, I only talk math on this show. I don't do a lot of opinion. In my opinion, and you're going to get it right now, I like Crockett. I like Tellerico too, and he's nice. We've run that campaign before in Texas, and I'll be honest, he's said no to a lot of money, and this is the most expensive state in the country to run. So saying no to a lot of money is really a bad way to run a campaign when you're running it in the most expensive state in the country to run. I mean, if you can't put gas in the cars for your campaign can't move. That's kind of where I'm at. And you can agree or disagree. It's fine. The math will play out. We'll see what it looks like on March 3rd. And I'll be honest, either candidate gets through is going to be infinitely better than anything that leaves the Republican primary. So just for the record, I'm ecstatic to have two great campaigns running in this race. And I don't think either of the campaigns have anything against each other. I think they're going to do their message and run their campaign. It's going to be awesome. And that's going to tell us a lot by who participates, what the participation level is. So how many Democrats want to voice their opinion versus how many Republicans want to voice their opinion. If you see the Republican turnout for the primary drop, well, that tells you a lot because that's the Republican base. And if they don't care who their nominee is, especially when you have a 20-year incumbent sitting in that seat, that's going to tell us a whole lot. And if we see a bunch of people show up for the Democratic primary Well, then we have a lot of people that are vesting an interest in the Democratic future in this state. And that could definitely change the math of what that race could look like come November. So that's the kind of stuff we look for. And that's why these special elections are interesting. They're not a poll, they're an election. So what comes out of these tells us a lot, and it's real math. So, okay. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you're running a race and you need some general consulting on field or whatever, you can email me at Sean@CLSP No problem. I can definitely take that email and we can talk. I'm on YouTube, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, Substack. If you wish to donate to this channel, the work that I do, I have a PayPal on my YouTube, and you can also become a member of my Substack. All right, guys. I will talk at all you guys later, and hope everyone has a great week.